Okay, we're back, and this time, we have Johnny. So yay, we're excited. We got everything figured out. He thought it was tomorrow, so that's why he wasn't coming on. Let's see. Okay, and we're we're waiting again. He literally was just like, yes. Let's see. Also, I'm going to... Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Johnny, if you are on, you can send me a request, and we shall see. Nope, still nothing. Right. Hi, we are waiting to go. Okay. We have Johnny on. We're just gonna wait for a second. Hello!
What's up?
Yay! I'm so
Yay.
sorry
No, that's my
that you thought
fault.
it
You
was
good.
tomorrow.
That's my fault. This week has been so crazy. I literally thought it was like
Oh,
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. No, it's all good. Yep.
yeah, quarantine honestly also has like kind of just made days go
They're
away.
the
So,
same, yo. They're the same.
yeah, exactly. But
Dang, your
I'm
wall
glad you
looks
came
so
on.
cool.
Also, look, I have you literally right there.
Oh, look at us. Fire. That's
I'm
fire.
like not used to seeing you in real life.
It's lit. What's up?
How are
How you
you?
doing? I'm doing well. I can't complain. I just finished watching the last 2 episodes of Insecure. I'm all caught up.
Ah, I heard that was a good one. I haven't
You haven't
started it
seen
yet.
at
Mm,
all?
nothing.
You should definitely watch it. You would really enjoy it. It's really
Okay.
cool. For
I've been
real.
like trying, I'm like, I want to read more, and I feel like shows distract me.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I've been reading like a little bit here and there, but I like get so much information and so much inspiration from shows and from movies and stuff. So I kind of been on that a little bit. But I do feel you on that reading.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any good book suggestions?
So I read The Daily Stoic by I think it's Ron Holiday or Ryan Holiday. It's either Ron or Ryan. But The Daily Stoic. So basically, it's a day by day entry or passage on kind of like just basically how to like live a more peaceful, easygoing life. Like each month has different themes. So the theme for May is character.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think April was awareness. March was I don't remember them all, but
yeah.
like each month has a theme. So each day they have like a quote from like a philosopher or somebody, and he kind of just like breaks it down and stuff.
Oh, wait, that's actually kind of cool. That
It's
sounds
very cool.
interesting to like
It's
follow
very
and
cool.
really like invest yourself in.
I didn't read today, so I'm like I'm behind. I'm behind. I usually like read them the night before, and then again in the morning. But I was done last night. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel that. Sometimes you need to take that time.
Sometimes you just need to chill. I can't wait till Sunday. Sunday is, the self-care day. So I don't know what I'm doing Sunday, but I'm gonna make it
Okay, which
happen.
speaking of, so because today we're talking about self-love, yeah, what would you say your biggest like technique is practicing self-love?
Um, Spending more time with myself and relying more and more on myself. Like spending time with myself, doing things alone, just giving myself the opportunity to rely on myself more and more. Because I mean, my whole life evolves around relying on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like people to do this. I'm in a duo. I got managers. I'm a part of another, what I'm saying, collective of artists. People at home depend on me. Like my family depends on me. So I think the best thing for me is spending time with myself and allowing myself to like do what I really want to do, or just get in touch with myself and get to know myself more and more, rather than just always being at the whim of like what somebody else wants at a certain
Yeah.
time, you know.
I 100% agree because I was actually just sitting here. It was earlier in quarantine and I was thinking about how I love to help people and others, and I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser, but like I've witnessed people pleasers, and I think at one point I finally had to become like my own
Yeah,
person and do things that made me happy for once. And it was a
yeah,
world of difference, but I still felt like I can be even more present with myself.
yeah, for sure. That's 100%. It's not like it's not even sometimes not even people pleasing, but it's just like I like to help. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Be a service to people, and like that's for sure. That's it. It's like sometimes you put so many people before yourself, and you never really, and then you kind of sometimes you end up resenting them.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit.
Some days I can't. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm always be there. I'm always a phone call away. But like, and she understood. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people understand when you set those boundaries. So that's definitely the biggest self love for me, is like setting that boundary between when I'm doing stuff for other people and when I'm doing stuff for myself.
That's I think that's really good. I feel like I need to set boundaries better. That's something that I need to work on personally.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
my
have
whole
one.
thing for this year. Boundaries.
I
That's my
I
thing.
saw that.
Yeah.
So what inspired this journey? So actually, tell the people a little bit about what you're doing
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Yeah. So I think maybe like a week ago, became like the 1 year anniversary of me being celibate. So like I've been on my celibate journey for a year. Not purposefully or anything like that to go for a year, but it was just like I wanted to just take this time to change how I've been living, and like get a different result. You know what I'm saying? Like get a result that's more conducive to my lifestyle and more conducive to like what I want for my future self. So I decided to like switch things up. So that's what I've been doing.
That's amazing. I didn't know it was already a full year.
Yeah, it
So
was a full year.
what has this journey, what's the biggest thing that this journey has taught you?
Is that I am in control over that I set for people interacting within my life. I'm responsible for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm completely responsible for whatever happens when those boundaries are crossed, if I allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's taught me responsibility. It's taught me accountability, and it's also gave me a time to kind of just be in a peaceful state, and really like be comfortable with myself, instead of just always running to be under somebody or to share some space with with somebody or some time with somebody. It's just allowed me to like kind of do normal things, like just go for a walk and be by myself and like not feel weird about it, you know?
Yeah. So also with that, would you say that like this time of celibacy, you haven't even been pursuing any form of like a intimate connection with another person?
I haven't. I would say I have not. Well, I've gone on like a few dates. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that that's also important when it comes to like getting to know yourself or getting to know, you know what I'm saying, people who you're compatible with. I feel like you should always. Well, me personally, I feel like making a list is important. You know what I'm saying? Like for like last year, I sat down and just wrote a list of the things that I would appreciate in a partner, and a lot of those things I saw in myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and it was something that I kind of have to hold myself accountable to as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want these things in a partner, then these got to be things that I bring consistently. So I think it's important to kind of go on dates and like just get to know people, and just be normal about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like shut yourself off to the world just because you're being celibate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have friends, you can like just do normal stuff and enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? And not make it all about, why are we hooking up? Are we not hooking up? Like, is this? Is this that? Like, no, it's just like, just enjoy living for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Without worrying about all the extra stuff, you know.
That's incredible. I was actually just watching a Red Table Talk, and they talked about how it is a mirror, like a relationship is a mirror of what you have. And sometimes when a person's like driving you nuts in a relationship, it's typically what you need to work on within yourself.
Yeah.
So that's really powerful that you did say that, and also not shutting people out. Because one thing that I've actually have a really big question for you, because I don't know the answer to it. And I feel like, can you have can you still find like self-love in another relationship?
For sure, like, but to me, and when you said that, you know what I'm saying, in relationships, if there's an issue, there's probably something that you need to work on. I think that goes like hand in. Sometimes it's you, but sometimes it's not you. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, sometimes it's just not you. So you have to be strong enough in order to kind of like recognize when it's you or when it's not you, and then step aside or give yourself that space to either correct your actions or to give your step aside and give that person space to correct their actions.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And in you stepping aside and focusing on something that you want to do, focusing on a project that you've been, you know what I'm saying, wanting to do, or focus on the skill that you've been wanting to learn while still within that relationship, that's the form of self-love, you know what I'm saying, that comes within that relationship. You know, like that's something that if I mean, like a relationship with me and one of my best friends, or me and my manager, or me and my mom, or whatever, like it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like there are certain things that I need to do to focus on myself, but I can help you, but then I can also let you do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I still love you, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just like in a relationship, that self love aspect always comes from you first. Like you come first. I mean, that it may seem selfish, but if you can't love yourself or give yourself the stuff that you need first, how you gonna give it to somebody else? Like,
exactly.
how?
I feel like also that's important for both people to be on the same journey. And if your partner can't realize that and recognize that within themselves, that means that they do need that time to
Yeah.
be an individual and grow.
And also, even with like dating while I'm celibate or like getting to know people, that is the moment where you figure out if y'all are on the same journey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
if do we want the same things, or are we compatible? Like, is are we do we have the same type of goals and stuff? Because if you don't, then ultimately it's not gonna work out. Like, it's just not gonna work out if y'all don't have the same goals. It's like being on a team. You know,
yes.
like
And
it's the same thing.
I find so many times, especially, I feel like, I don't know if men feel the same way, but I feel like, especially with women, we tend to like jump into these things and we think that giving our bodies and giving ourselves completely will maybe keep the other person around. Or I feel like there's a lot of misconception with sex, and we don't talk enough about the emotional toll along with it.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
yeah, no, so I just feel like there's something missing. And if you cut yourself off from sex and just say like, hey, this is my journey and this is what I'm going through, and if that person doesn't understand, I think it lets you know who's really there and about you versus getting validation from your physical.
Yeah, for sure. And
So
like I said, I can't, like you said, you're a woman, so you can only explain, you know what I'm saying, the woman's perspective. But I know for men, I mean, if a man isn't interested in something more, and that instant gratification is given off top, then they probably not going to expect nothing else. They probably not going to want nothing else because they never did. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you tell them straight up, like, that's that's not what I had to offer, then they're gonna be like, oh, all right, cool. If they never wanted nothing else, then they're gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm on to the next. You know what I'm saying? But if they really
you
rock
don't have
with
to
you,
waste your time.
yeah, like if they really rock with you and if they really cool with you, then they gonna still be cool with you regardless, you know?
And that's the most important part. I started watching what's that show, T- Too Hot to Handle. Have you seen it or heard about
I
it?
never seen that.
So they go on this like journey, and there's like an equal amount of girls and guys, and everyone's pretty like physically, appearance wise, beautiful. And it's them. They can't self pleasure. They can't have sex for the whole 30 days that they're there.
Wow. I got to put some shade on for that. Wow.
It's like it's kind
30
of interesting.
days.
They also do like these workshops to allow them like feel themselves more. So it's like they did like a Yanni Puja workshop, which is like the girls analyzing their vaginas, and then the guys did a workshop to like be a team, and then at the end they all wrote on each other's bodies like things that they have felt or been called before, and then they
Wow,
washed
that's
them away
really
in the water. So
crazy.
it was
Wow. I do that shit. That shit seemed like a whole lot of fun. I ain't gonna hold you. I do that shit.
it
Sign
does,
me up.
yeah.
I'm
It
with
seemed
it.
interesting. I feel like these people were probably not on the same level as you. Like they're still pretty much all like, I would say social media models where they're like, oh, appearance is all that matters. But by the end of it, they were like enlightened. So it was a really
Wow.
cool,
For sure. I mean that's another thing about social media. As fun as it is, sometimes it just doesn't let people actually get to know real people. You know what I'm saying? Like all they put is what they think you're gonna want and what they think you like. And it's like, let me not post this picture because some people might not like it. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not think it looks good, but like that's still you too. That's still a part of you. So like, don't why hide that part of you? You know what I'm saying? Only show the good parts. If you can't show the other parts too, then you're not being fully vulnerable and you're not letting people see who the real you is. So you still putting up appearances. You know.
yeah. And so, how would you say that your lifestyle and the way that I mean, obviously you're in the eye of the public all the time. So, what has allowed you to kind of share yourself completely with the world?
Um, just accepting me who I am. I feel like it's too much pressure trying to portray a lie, trying to keep a lie up. It's just way too difficult. It's way too hard trying to keep a lie up. You know what I'm saying? It's easier. You are more at peace. You are more relaxed. You are more aware of yourself if you just keep it a buck. You know, and that goes with
Yeah.
anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that goes with your relationships with your friends, relationships with your family. But it's like it's way easier to just keep it a buck and be like, man, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Like I can't come out here and try to portray something because then I'm gonna have to keep that up for the rest of my career or for the rest of my life. You know, and that's why I appreciate stuff like the Red Table Talk, where it's like they just being themselves. They just letting it be. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what's going on. Take it or leave it. Like I love this person. This person love me, but this is what it is, and it's not really an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's full transparency on there.
Yes.
And I feel like that's the only way to be. So would you say that you have discovered self-love 100%?
I would say I discovered self love 98%. Because I don't
Okay.
think you always. I don't think you never done. I don't think you ever done.
That's how I feel. I feel
Yeah.
like we're always discovering more and more about ourselves in different aspects. Like for me, I feel like I'm like almost there, and then a different part is exposed in myself that I didn't even realize. And it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
need to work on this part now. So it's
Yeah.
constant, everlasting growth.
But I think the most important thing is just being aware of yourself. If you're
Hmm.
aware of yourself, then you have the opportunity to adapt to whatever's going on. But if you're not aware, then when things hit you, they're gonna blindside you out of nowhere, and then you're not gonna be able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's to me, self love is just awareness. It's not always being 100% perfect, or it's not always loving yourself 100%. It's just being aware of how you feel at a certain time. That way you can truly like give yourself what you need, or realize that you can't give yourself what you need at the moment and try to find it from somewhere else, like a book or like a
Mm.
therapist or like a song. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being self-aware.
Ah, your songs, your guys' songs definitely give me
Thank you
something.
so much. Appreciate
Your guys'
that.
words are so amazing.
Thank you.
Which actually, okay, so I was listening to your live the other day, and you were talking about kind of finding and realizing within yourself that you are not just a rapper, you don't just make music, like you're a human being. And so I know, especially for athletes too, we go through the same thing where it's like we're more than athletes, but at the end of the day, we're so invested in our sport. Most of us have done it. I did gymnastics when I was 3. I started. So I've done it
And
for 19, 20 years now. And I feel like as much as I want to say I'm more than an athlete, I'm more than an athlete. As soon as I got into the real world, it's like, okay, who am I truly? And so
yeah,
how do you find yourself and find a balance in between rapping and just being you?
well, I think music and the art form, although it's one of my favorite things and one of the most beautiful things that I can be a part of. I think it's only a tool, you know. It's only a language, but the real thing is the message. You know what I'm saying? Like, my message is to bring people to a better understanding of themselves, of the world, of the people around them, and I do that through music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if music was taken away, there would be other ways for me to continue to get my message. You know, and I think that has helped me not see myself as just an artist, as I'm only this, or this is the only thing that I have to give. I mean, even when this quarantine happened and they was talking about we're not gonna be able to have shows till 2021, and I'm like, damn, like, this is what I do. Like, I make music, I do shows, I travel around the world, I make people happy, I enjoy myself. So what I'm gonna do next? And then I kind of just had to, like, relax. You know what I'm saying? Call a couple of my friends that's real nice, and they help me, get through it. Like, man, you still got other talents, you still able to do this, and you able to do that. And like, music is just only one of the tools that you use in order to continue to help people. So realizing your purpose, or not even your purpose, but realizing what you enjoy, will help you bring that through other different forms. Like, I'm sure you enjoy gymnastics, but it's something about gymnastics that you truly enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, that essence of what it is can be birthed into something else, into all these other different things.
Definitely. I actually, you guys watching your performance this past time made me realize something about gymnastics and things like that. So that's why I love like live performance, because it brings a whole other aspect along with that. And you guys are so amazing at performing, but it was like you guys make people feel. And I feel like most artists do as well. It's like you you guys have such a huge impact on the world and reach so many different people. And I was sitting there and I was like, wow, I was kind of in this transition. I just retired from gymnastics because I graduated last year. And so now it's not really a part of my life, but I still have it as part of my work. And I remember people would be like, why are you still doing gymnastics and things like that? And I was like, oh, am I doing something wrong? And then I realized I'm like, I love gymnastics. It's not I know I'm not just a gymnast. Like, I'm so much more. I just love doing gymnastics, and it makes people feel a type of way. So while I have the capability and my body allows me to do gymnastics and something I love, then I might as well be able to share that with people.
Facts.
And so
Don't waste it.
watching
Yeah.
you for sure made me come to that realization.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I wish I was a gymnast when I was young. I could only do like a cartwheel and like a roundhouse. That's it. I'm not front flipping. I'm not back flipping. That's it. I'm not tumbling. That's it. That's all I ever was able to do. But I mean, having that ability over your body and your mental capacity for your mind to just be like, this is what we're gonna do, and your body to do it, like, that's magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really cool. That takes discipline. That takes structure. That takes perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not always gonna get it right. You're not always gonna land the jump all the time. So, like, those are like the things that, like, the essence that is birthed in what you do. But like, you could take those things, that discipline, that perseverance, and all that, and put it to other aspects of life and other seeds of growth.
100%. I feel like the challenge is definitely something that I fell in love with gymnastics.
Yeah.
So I've been actually I'm challenging myself this month, inspired by you, and Too Hot to Handle, and then one of my friends. But this whole month I'm not going to participate in self pleasure, sex, drinking, or like any form of drugs.
That's lit. That's lit.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be easy, but it'll be worth it. It'll be fun. Like you
Yeah.
gonna once you through, you gonna come out with a whole different understanding of yourself, and you're gonna know yourself so much better. And I would say, like even if at moments that you fail, or at moments where you regress, like it's okay because you getting to learn more and more about yourself. So that's all. That's like one of the main things right there.
Thank you for that.
For sure, for sure. Like I'm telling you, it's not easy. Like it's way easier said than done. But like I mean, as you know, when you don't stick the landing, it just gives you an opportunity to figure out what you did wrong and do it better the next time. You know.
Exactly. Trial and error, which is literally
Yeah,
what life is consistent.
love the beats.
I'm terrified of bees. Okay, I think I had another. Okay, how do you think intimacy affects self love?
Um, I think intimacy is honesty,
Hmm.
and I think self, like I said, with self love, you got to be honest with yourself, aware and patient with yourself. And that's what I think intimacy is. I think intimacy is complete honesty, patience with another person, and simple as that. Like after that, it goes into like you know what I'm saying, like touching or like hugging, kissing, holding hands. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. It's not even like partner to partner, but just like hugging your pet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an intimate moment. You know what I'm saying? Hugging your dog and hugging your cat. But I think intimacy is just being able to level with somebody at a certain moment, whether it's through honesty, whether it's through sharing, whether it's through understanding. And I think you get that through self love because you are kind of put in a space where you're forced to do this. Like you don't have no other option. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're challenging yourself to do is going to force you to get to know yourself, force you to be okay with yourself, and whatever happens, whatever comes up, is going to force you to be like, you know what, that's cool. Like this is where I am, and this is how I move forward. So I think that is intimacy, and that is what comes about with like, you know, some of the most intimate relationships we have are the ones where we could just say anything and like do anything and be like, yo, this is what it is, and feel like it's okay, like it's trust. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And like I said, with celibacy and with all those things, you learn to trust yourself more because you are extending that trust. And even when you don't do everything that you wanted to do, you learn to trust yourself again. You know.
Definitely. And I feel like in order to be honest with someone else, you have to be honest with yourself first. And a
Yes.
connect. I remember talking to my friend about this, and she's like, "Well, how do you connect with people if you're not like physical?" And it's like, I feel like our best friends are like pure examples of that, you know?
Exactly.
And so I'm like, I think
Exactly.
that's what the most important thing is. When you have a friendship and a foundation first, it allows you to be able to be intimate with a person.
Exactly. It's 100%, 100%. And that's another thing that celibacy affords you is the opportunity to get to know somebody as a friend. So you're not always trying to like date them or like put on, you know what I'm saying, facades or like go the extra mile because I think this is what they want, which is something good, you know what I'm saying? Like flowers and candles and stuff and trips and stuff, all that's fun and all that's beautiful. But like sometimes people not feeling that way. Sometimes people are depressed. Sometimes people go through things where they can't always be what you want them to be. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it allows you to see that person when they're not at their best, which is what friendship is. You know what I'm saying? Look at this beat. It's huge. Which is what friendship is. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to see your friend when they not at their best, but you still, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I got your back. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I see that you working. I see that you trying, and it's cool.
Yeah. And that's the most important part. Like, because obviously sports are a team effort, and like you have, um, you have a teammate of your own in a band,
Mm-hmm,
or you know.
mm-hmm,
So I feel like that is super important to be able to recognize someone else's growth and be able to have their back and support 100%.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
For sure. And that comes from being, you know what I'm saying, secure with yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you are secure, you can help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you can say, okay, it's nothing. I got that. I can do this part, you know. So I think you still, yeah, it comes back all the time to like making sure you A1.
Mm. You cut out a little bit there.
Can you hear me now? Am I still here?
Wait, wait, it cut out. There we go.
You got me? We good?
Yep, yeah, we're good. We're
All
good.
right, yeah. But I'm just saying like that, being able to take care of yourself allows you to help other people, you know,
Yeah,
and it
no,
also
that's.
allows you to see what other people need to help themselves. You know?
Would you say there was a low part?